Now we're live. Let her rip, Tater Chip.
All right, episode 9, Bout That Action Podcast. Kicking off another week, touching on week 2 action in the NFL, week 3 action in college football, and then the weeks to come.
OH.
What's going on, Big Tit?
Not much, dude. I'm getting ready to play some poker tomorrow night, which is exciting. It's the only thing I got in my vision other than watching football literally all day on Sunday.
I will say I was a little hurt by your comment about my cooking.
Oh, dude, it looked gross. It was horrible.
My barbecuing skills are next level.
Dude, you came at me with these pics online, like, oh, dude, look at this. I'm smoking these, what was it, pork belly?
Yeah.
First of all, the barbecue wasn't even on. And second of all, it literally looked like someone took a can of Spam and threw it in an air fryer.
Oh, dude. Cooking videos to come, by the way. TikTok, YouTube, cooking videos to come. I'll show you what's up. And you're not getting any of the fucking mac and cheese.
Oh, dude, I'm crushing it. I don't even care if it's microwave Spam. I'm all about it. Do I do song requests? No. What?
Oh, that's funny.
Maybe I should, though.
Oh, what the hell?
Just one.
So, yeah, kicking off another week. We'll be playing poker tomorrow, so we'll get some info on that. Maybe we'll try to set up a GoPro camera or something before the action.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Poker table, it looks like, which is pretty dope. So we'll see what it looks like once I put it together tomorrow. Lazook may swing in, but we'll see.
Hopefully.
I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'll kick it off. Tith, what are you drinking today?
I was drinking a Henry Weinhardt's root beer, but I just crushed it before we went live, so I'm not drinking anything at the moment.
Tonight I went back to the Austin Shan.
Ooh.
Austin Shan.
Is that like German whiskey?
Austin Toshin.
Huh.
Single malt scotch.
Oh, there you go, dude.
Yeah, pretty good. Not as peaty as it once was.
Does it lose peatiness after you open it?
I have no idea.
Dude?
This one seems like it has, because it's been sitting out in the garage, honestly, and getting hot. And
oh, that's weird.
Cold, so it might affect it a little bit. All right, so join us every week for Off the Wall Sports Takes, gaming adventures, sketchy financial advice, and just generally talking shit. Posting more videos. Like I said, I got some cooking content, along with some more golf adventures that I have to post. Some disc golf once I get back to it. So episode 9, let's get it going. I'm gonna jump right into NFL action in week 2.
Turn up.
No discredit to the Niners, but I'm going to jump into my Browns.
Fuck the Niners. They discredit them all day.
Get their first win of the season against the Jaguars. Took them down 18-13 in the early slot on Sunday. Deshaun looked way better. All the allegations went away quickly.
Yep.
Numbers still didn't look great. 22-34, 186 yards. No touchdowns in the air, but he did have a touchdown running, and he looked better. I mean, that's the big thing.
That's the important thing.
Better.
Yeah,
he looked better. The game started off. Their offense looked great the first couple drives. Penalties just killed them, or else they probably would have scored 3 touchdowns, and then they kind of disappeared through the end of the entire third quarter, and then when they needed a big drive, he picked it up and drove them down the field. So you can't really take away from that enough. It was, they only scored 18 points, but they probably could have, with drops and things like that, probably could have easily scored, the 25 to 30 range.
Yeah. I also thought it was crazy that Deonta Foreman had twice as many carries as Jerome Ford.
Yeah, but he got the start.
Yeah, that was kind of... I was not expecting that at all.
No, but Jerome Ford had the better numbers, 7 carries, 64 yards. And then he had 1 catch for 0 yards, no touchdowns, but he kind of did have the big plays that sprung. But Deontay Foreman got the more power runs through it.
And how about
Uh,
Jerry Jeudy, dude?
yeah, big coming out game for Jerry Jeudy.
Hella nice.
73 yards. The first drive, he was just feeding him. Elijah Moore had a good game. The numbers don't show it, but 6 catches, 44 yards. He's kind of just catching the underneath patterns. Amari Cooper looks lost the first 2 games. I don't know what the hell is going on with it.
Wasn't there like rumors that he was actually trying to get out of Cleveland?
Yeah.
So maybe he's just being a little shithead.
He was a little salty about the whole situation of maybe getting traded for
Yeah.
And I don't know if it comes across. He just hasn't looked the same. He's such a consistent wide receiver.
Right.
Doesn't runs great routes, doesn't drop passes, and he's dropped a couple and he hasn't got the ball. So hopefully that changes and things swing around. They got the Giants this week, so it shouldn't be a big deal. The defense was massive in this game. The defense was the Browns' defense of last year that just dominated this game.
And that's the way it's got to be if that team's going to win. I mean, that's the strong point of that team. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. Browns had 4 sacks and 9 tackles for loss.
That's crazy. That's some big numbers.
Yep. No turnovers, but I mean they got tons of pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Secondary played great. Linebackers, I mean, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is playing into one of the best top 5 linebackers in the league. He's just playing unbelievable week in and week out.
Question for you both: wood nymphs or fire elves?
I'm gonna have to say fire elves.
I'm gonna go fire elves for sure.
Browns got Giants this week. The win was ugly, but it's a win. Gained some confidence going into week 3 as we take on the Giants, which should be an easy win. And like I said, the biggest thing, there's two big takeaways. The O-line played way better, which is big, which we needed. And, to get starters coming back, it'll be huge. They need to get rid of the penalties. Penalties on critical downs, third downs, on defense and offense were killer. And they've got to get them out of their system. So moving on to your Niners, a bit of a disappointing loss to the Vikings, 23-17.
Horrible. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Like, watching the game, the entire time I was watching it, I was just thinking in my head, like, dude, why are we playing like absolute garbage? For whatever reason, our offense could not get the ball moving to save their lives. And I mean, I know that the Vikings defense is good, but is it that good to like stuff what's potentially supposed to be a top 5 offense in the league that much? I don't think so. So I don't know if it was just us having a bad night. I know not having Christian McCaffrey doesn't help, but I mean, Jordan Mason showed up week 1 against an even better defense, in my opinion. And, I think missing Christian McCaffrey is more of, at this point, missing someone in the slot as a receiver than it is running back. But for whatever reason, man, we could not throw the ball to save our lives. And it looked ugly. And then honestly, the biggest thing I think that won them the game was that 100-yard touchdown to Justin Jefferson. And that actually wasn't bad play by the team. That was actually bad coaching. Somebody broke it down after the game, and the way the Niners had their formation set up, it was both safeties on the right side, where the same side that both wide receivers were lined up on. And that's just terrible. That just shows you that you're only playing zone. You should have had a man-to-man on Justin Jefferson. You should always man-to-man Justin Jefferson. And so he basically had a one-on-one with Odom and our strong safety. So it was really bad coaching. It was a terrible formation to run during that play.
Well, and even before that, right? The Niners went for it on 4th down, pretty much at the goal line, and did a play action pass play.
There was that too. That was sloppy. That was terrible.
Instead of like running the ball or having like a quick hitter or something like that,
yeah,
which set it up to have that big play.
But I do think that Sam Darnold elevated his game. He played pretty well. I mean, Fred Warner had that interception, but other than that, I think he took advantage of the little windows of opportunity that he did have. That Justin Jefferson touchdown being one of them. I don't think Sam Darnold is that good, and I don't think he's going to continue to play that well for the rest of the season. I think he was playing against the Niners, which is his ex team. He was going out there to prove a point, and he got lucky. But no excuses. We should never lose to teams like that. I mean, we don't know if the Vikings are even going to be a playoff team this year, and if the Niners are planning on making it back to the Super Bowl like they say they are, that's not a good start.
Yeah, so that's weird because if you look at the Niners numbers, they don't look bad. Brock Purdy, 28, 36, 319 yards, one touchdown, one pick. Jordan Mason, 20 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown, 5 yards a carry. Debo, 8 catches, 110 yards. George Kittle, 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. You'd think from those numbers they would have killed this team.
Right.
If you look at it that way.
It was just they didn't capitalize on it when they had their chances to score.
Yeah, they just couldn't get it going. I mean,
Yeah.
they just kind of missed on chances, and the Vikings defense stepped up. So I think it's just one of those losses you kind of move on from and say it's the NFL. Any team can win on any day.
I think that is what it is. But I mean, this is a very competitive league, and home field advantage is important. So losing games that you should win is not good when you know you're a playoff team.
Yeah, so they'll have the Rams this week at SoFi, and Rams are without Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, so I should beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, we should. We're also without Debo and without CMC, and apparently George Kittle is also limited, so not great for us, but our team is way deeper than the Rams, so we should be able to manage that. I mean, we still have Ayuk out there. We still have Jennings out there. I don't even know who our backup tight end is right now, but it shouldn't matter. Our team is deep. Jordan Mason's out there. Garindo's out there. So, who's basically going to fill in for the tight end spot if George is limited, I think, is going to be Kyle Juszczyk. And that dude's a stud. So, yeah, we should beat the shit out of the Rams.
They should, and also the Niners fans should fill that stadium too. It's always fun to see.
That's hella funny.
Weak LA fans. So I'll just jump through some of the week 2 other games, notable games. Saints beat the shit out of the Cowboys 44-19, which is surprising. The Saints are the real deal. Why I didn't take Alvin Kamara in fantasy is crazy.
I thought about it, dude. I was really close.
Derek Carr resurgence here, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah. He's looking good. He's fitting in with that team.
The Buccaneers beat the Lions 2016, kind of a surprising game. It was just kind of a weird game.
That's another team that I think is a real deal. The Bucks. They're not fucking around.
I don't think they are. I think they'll have a fall from grace.
You think so later on in the season?
Yeah. I think they'll have a couple games where they just lose where they should have won. I think Baker will kind of take a step back, and I think I don't think they're all that great to be competing with these teams.
Right.
Packers beat the Colts in a surprise, 16-10, without Jordan Love. The Colts just kind of looked like crap. The Packers defense played outrageous, and they just handed the ball to Josh Jacobs the whole game.
Over and over again.
Jets beat the Titans 24-17 in kind of a revenge game. Will Levis had another terrible turnover. Seahawks beat the Patriots 23-20 in a very close game. Patriots looked good over the first 2 weeks. They did not look good Thursday night.
They looked horrible, dude.
But yeah, they looked good the first 2 weeks at least. Commanders beat the Giants. Jane Daniels got his first win as a rookie. Chargers beat the Panthers 26-3. Chargers are kind of a interesting team. They're not throwing the ball around. Justin Herbert's throwing for like 100 yards. but they're just handing the rock off and playing defense.
Yeah, like both of the running backs had like 20 carries. They ran the ball so many times. It was crazy.
That's that Jim Harbaugh
Yeah.
offense right there. And probably the biggest, I would say, upset of the week, the Raiders beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens went 0-2 on the year, which is pretty wild, honestly.
Dude, I saw a crazy stat about the Raiders. Apparently, Gardner Minshew right now has the highest quarterback rating in the entire league. That's nuts. I did not expect that. But good for him and good for the Raiders, honestly, after dealing with Jimmy G for a year and seeing how that went.
He always plays good in the first couple weeks. And
Garner?
Kind of out a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Good for the Ravens, good for that division. They start 0-2, and then they got another tough test this week, which we'll get into. Cardinals just obliterated the Rams. OH, Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Which is really his coming out game because he didn't do shit in week 1.
No, just for whatever reason, they just left him wide open all over the field. Which I don't know what was going on with their defense. But yeah, Cardinals are kind of look good, honestly.
They looked hella good. I already said that they were the dark horse for me in that conference.
Yeah. Steelers beat the Broncos 13-6. Steelers are doing Steelers shit where they score no points, but somehow their defense keeps them in games.
Yeah.
They've done it
Always, dude. Every year.
They've done it every year where they win like 9 games, 8 games, and sneak into the playoffs and then lose, and they're doing the same shit again.
13-6. How pathetic.
13-6, and then they didn't score a touchdown on week 1 and had 18 points. So,
Slime ball wins, dude. Slime ball wins.
Yeah, slime ball wins. Probably the game of the week. Chiefs beat the Bengals 26-25. There was a lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy.
Out of the penalty, which honestly, it was a penalty.
It was a penalty, but how many times did they not call the fucking Chiefs for holding? Their offensive line is the most holdingest offensive line in the entire league. Every fucking week I watch the highlights, and they have like the defensive ends in a chokehold in front of the ref, and the ref just sits there like, seems legit. It's awful, dude. That team is, I don't know. They're paying the refs. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah, they've always had that going. I think the Bengals look way better. Joe Burrow looked great.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase didn't get the ball much. He had a big penalty where he was just motherfucking the ref. Called him something that gave him a flag. He's about to fight the dude. And overall the Bengals looked really good.
I think he told the ref that his barbecue looked like microwave spam.
Yeah, dude, it's fight words. Another 0-2 team in the AFC North, which is good for the Browns.
Yeah.
The Bengals have started 0-2 every single year, so it's just kind of their MO that they start.
Slow starters, yeah.
And then the Texans beat the Bears in kind of a close game. The Bears' defense is really good. Caleb Williams has played like crap, but their defense can keep them in a lot of games. C.J. Stroud played pretty good, honestly, and their offense played decent. Texans are just a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, the Texans are gross, man. That team is so loaded. But also on that game, it's not just Caleb Williams that's struggling. I think it's the whole offense altogether, and it might be their offensive line. I'm not sure. But the running backs aren't doing anything, dude. The running backs are just DeAndre Swift, 14 carries for 18 yards. That's insane. That's horrendous. So I don't know what's going on with that offense, but something's got to change.
Yeah, maybe when Keenan Allen comes back, maybe he can bring some calm to the offense. But yeah.
Oh, Dan is echoing. Dude, you're echoing, Dan.
Oh, you know why?
Because you got upgraded to grill class?
I don't know why, honestly. I'm echoing in YouTube.
Jamie's the one that said it. You're echoing.
I might be echoing on TikTok. Yeah, if I'm echoing, I'm just echoing on TikTok, which I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's probably on TikTok. It's probably because my phone is picking up your voice and the audio from the
Oh yeah,
speakers.
yeah. So it's not even me, it's you.
My bad. I could put on the headphones, but they're hot as fuck, so I don't like doing that.
Take your fucking spam out of the oven.
Yeah, dude, my microwave spam.
Yeah, in the Monday night game, Falcons beat the Eagles 22-21. Somehow. I mean, I turned that game off because I thought the Eagles won. And Kirk Cousins just did it again, where he did some crazy shit at the end of the game and won, which was wild.
Yeah, big game for Kirk.
Yeah, fuck the Eagles, to tell you the truth.
Dubs,
And then,
it sounds like your mic is far away. You're quiet.
yeah, and then, is that any better?
Yeah, dude, now you got upgraded to girl class.
Then we had the Thursday night game, which the Jets just destroyed the Patriots. The Patriots can get no offense going, and Aaron Rodgers is starting to look more like Aaron Rodgers, to be honest.
Not just that though, but the Jets defense, dude.
Yeah.
They were not fucking around that game. Even when it came down to like garbage time, I forget what player it was after the game they were talking about it, but yeah, he even went up and he's like, "Yeah, we weren't gonna let him score another point." Like even though the game was completely won, they're like, "No, fuck you. We're making a statement tonight." So the Jets defense, do not fuck with them. Although the Niners destroyed them week 1, they're not to be fucked with.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for week 2 NFL action. I'm gonna jump into college football next, which Tiff probably doesn't know much about, but we'll make it short and sweet.
OH, dog. OH.
Ohio State had a bye in week 3 last week, so no game, which is stupid. I think we touched on it the last episode. But they play Marshall this week, and they are 40-point favorites. So play at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
40-point favorites?
40-point favorites.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, they should take it. Their coach, if there's any consolation, if you want to pull up that video that I posted in there, the Marshall coach was offering an exclusive NIL package to Ohio State members by saying that he will offer them some biscuits if they come to Marshall, which is kind of a funny clip.
I feel good about the track we're on.
Hold on, I gotta restart it.
It also looks hilarious.
But I feel good about the track we're on, and I feel good about the players we have. Would love to have some of those guys from Ohio State too. So if they want to transfer on down, we've got a Tudor's biscuit NIL, all you can eat. So if any of those guys that run really, really fast at Ohio State like Tudor's biscuits, I promise you, all you can eat.
All you can eat biscuits, dog.
If you transfer here. So, but yeah.
I don't know how to follow that.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that. That's so good.
Ohio State should make quick work. Week 3 in college football, Georgia took down Kentucky, which was a very close game. Texas actually took down Texas Southern 56-7, but the bigger story was Arch Manning, which is the son of, I can't remember which Manning, but the other Manning that hasn't played in the NFL.
Yeah, their brother.
Which has some big hype. Played because Quinn Ewers got hurt, which is huge. And that's about it for what happened in week 3. Every other game was just a shit fest.
And it looks like Archie had a pretty good game. 223 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns passing, and then he ran like a super long touchdown pass. So he looked, I mean, they were playing a shit team, but he looked really good. I will say Michigan looked like crap against a very crappy team again, so it's going to be fun to beat the crap out of them at the end of the year.
Yes.
And then this week, actually, 12:30 tomorrow, USC plays Michigan, and we'll most likely kick the crap out of them, so that'll be fun.
You would rather watch Michigan lose than Ohio win.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Dude, I know that feeling.
A couple other big games tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Maybe some of them will carry over into poker. Utah, Oklahoma State, number 12 and number 14, and then Tennessee plays Oklahoma, and Tennessee is kind of the real deal this year.
Really?
Tennessee's good at football because they just have a vibe down there. So,
Yeah, they're rowdy.
Should be fun, honestly. Should be a fun week in college football. I did want to touch base on there was some games tonight. Former Ohio State quarterback Kyle McCord, who played last year, now plays at Syracuse. He transferred because he's a baby back bitch, but still root for him a little bit because he's been playing well. But Syracuse lost in the last Texas to Stanford. He played pretty good, and then Nebraska lost to Illinois in a Big Ten opener for Nebraska. Nebraska had a little bit of hype around them because they have a freshman quarterback who's number 1 in the nation. But the bigger story from Nebraska is their quarterback Dylan Raiola.
Doppelganger, dude.
He jumped around in his recruiting process. So he actually initially committed to Georgia, and then he pulled out, and then he committed to Ohio State, and then he pulled out, and then he committed to Nebraska. So the guy was kind of like, who knows what was going on with him. But then there's just been a ton of stuff coming out about him.
His pullout game is strong, though.
Yeah, that he is I don't know, he's kind of cringeworthy in the fact that he tries to take on Patrick Mahomes, his look and his antics. So if you want to pull up that video.
Yeah, we're going to watch that. It's pretty bad.
He does this pre-game routine, and then even when he plays, he has the same style where he kind of runs like Patrick Mahomes and throws like him.
Oh no, what's happening? Check this out. Yeah, that's so corny, dude. You're not Patty. Sorry.
Holy shit. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, my computer kind of went down a little bit.
No, you're still on. I got you on OBS, and I have you on TikTok.
Okay. Well, we'll just roll with it because I lost the team roster here. So that's it for college football.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to jump into is fantasy football week 2 results. How did your fantasy teams do?
So I went 0-4 this week.
Ooh.
It was a very tough week for me. I had some performers, but everybody kind of just ate shit and played against the good teams, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you did. I know at least 2 of them were really, really good teams.
Yeah, I played against you in 2 leagues and got hammered in both of them. I think one was close, maybe.
To be honest, I didn't really look at the results because my team kind of didn't perform the way I wanted to. But I think that was kind of the case for everyone this week in fantasy. Everyone was kind of complaining. I think it was a weird week in the NFL.
Yeah, it's just I think one of the big things that people are saying is there have not been as many touchdowns scored
Yes.
through 2 weeks as normal.
Right.
Defenses are playing a lot better. But, the offense is going to have to show that. So there's some big games for people that are kind of changing the course, and everybody else is kind of lackluster. Still feel good about my teams. I did make a couple questionable pickups in one of our leagues that I'd like to go over.
Uh-oh.
I think in our Chunky Fun Stuff league, I kind of took your route in transactions, and I spent a lot of my fab.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I spent probably too much, but it was like kind of like you said last week was, hey, if you don't spend it, you're gonna lose it.
It's true, though. I mean, especially early on. As the season goes on, all the good free agents are going to be gone.
So I spent way too much money on half players, but I was just like, okay, if they spit out, great. If not, then I still have good players. Alec Pierce, Demonte Ryan, and Marcus Robinson is who I got. And in total, I spent about $75 for that one.
Whew. That wasn't in my league though, was it?
Yep.
It doesn't show on mine. That's weird. When I look at fab offers, it just shows Cade bid 27 on Kyle Pitts, which I thought was crazy. And Anthony bid $4 on Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, which probably should have went a lot higher. Yeah, Kate took $18 waiver for Carson Steele in Kansas City. I thought someone if you were going to get it, went $19 on Quentin Johnston. I went $19 on Al Pierce. I way overspent on. I went $25 on Samaj P. Ryan and went $32 on Marcus Robinson.
Dude, this is so crazy. For some reason, it's not showing me your transactions in the league. It shows everyone else's but yours. Like, it doesn't show that you've made any transactions. Dude, just fucking slime. Dan over here doing slime ball moves, just changing the coding on Yahoo so no one can see him making moves.
To be honest, I've had a ton of injuries too. I mean, I just, AJ Brown went out. Zamir White has been terrible. Zamir White's probably the worst draft pick that I've made. Just have been doing it for me.
How is that possible? Yeah, I mean, that draft pick still has a chance to fix itself. I don't think for any offense in the league, actually, that, anything's set in stone yet. So it's only week 2. I think things can still change. But yeah, it hasn't looked good.
I think overall, I still feel confident about every team I'm in, or every league I'm in except for the church league.
Oh, you don't like that team at all?
No, it's so sad.
Dude, I didn't. It's funny because I didn't like that team before the season started, but now that the season has started, like, that team is so good, it's crazy. My team in that league. I got Anthony Richardson, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Breece Hall, Devon Achane, Travis Kelce, and Ramondre Stevenson. And all of those guys have just been, like, performing well above their expectations. Actually, minus Travis Kelce. He sucked ass so far. Yeah, him and A-Chain too, dude. A-Chain 20 points in both weeks.
My team isn't bad. It's just everybody's kind of underperformed a little bit. So we'll see as it goes. I'm usually a late season
Bloomer.
performer.
Yeah.
I'm currently in last, I think, in that.
Yeah, I just looked. You're in last place by a landslide.
Which is tough. Yeah.
Dude, get your shit together. Ow. I've had the easiest schedule by a landslide, though. So, points against, you've had 243 points against. I've only had 165. Dude, slime ball moves. But yeah, I went 2-0. I only have 2 fantasy leagues. I have the church league and I have my league that I own. Both of those leagues I went against you and I beat your ass in both of them. So fuck off. Next week though, I'm playing some tough teams. I got Cade and I think I'm going against Jamie Riley in the church league. So both of those guys have pretty good teams, and I'm actually projected to lose both, I think, as of right now. Not good.
Yeah, so I am playing Hampton, who has a pretty good team. He usually does, honestly.
Yeah, he usually does. He just doesn't manage it well.
He usually does pretty well. The big league that I'm in, I lost again. I'm in 8th place, but my team is just solid. I think I want to say who am I playing against? I'm playing against a team name called Amon Drugs.
Amon Drugs, that's funny.
This is a good one. Yeah, the Church League, I am against Seal Clan, who I don't know who that is.
I think that's the dude that had the worst team, in my opinion.
Yes, he is playing Ohio State wide receivers, Marvin Harrison and Smith and J. West. good. Not good for him.
He's about to get cooked. Yeah, Seal Clan. Yeah, his team is awful, dude.
We'll see. I've pretty much made the same free agent pickups in every league too, where I went Alec Pierce, Marcus Ryan, Marcus Robinson. You could go after Tutu Atwell at the Rams side, because you know there's going to be targets available because they're going to stop and be throwing the ball a ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, they have who's the Robinson guy on that team that's supposed to eat up a lot of the targets?
Marcus Robinson.
Yeah, him. He's supposed to be pretty good.
Out wide guy. I picked him up and paid a lot of money for him. He's more of an out wide guy. I mean, the guys that are going to get a ton of targets are the inside guys, the slot guys that run a lot of routes.
Right. I think Parkinson will also eat a lot of those targets up this week.
Yeah.
He should at least, because he hasn't been getting much. So, yep, fantasy football. Next we have on our list baseball, dude. We'll let you take that one.
So, big news for really overall Cleveland sports. The Guardians have clinched a spot in the playoffs. They clinched basically a wild card berth, which is huge. Especially because they didn't have any expectations going into the season. This last week in Guardians baseball has been absolutely incredible. They have had two walk-off wins, and then another go-ahead run, big home run in the eighth. They did just win today against the Cardinals 5-1. So I think the magic number to win the division is 1.5 games now.
I mean, don't they still have one of the best players in the league?
Yeah, they still have Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
And really the best closer in baseball should win the Cy Young in Class A. Probably the best bullpen in baseball, to tell you the truth. But I have a couple clips. Tom Hamilton calling a couple of the games, which are absolutely electric.
Pull these bad boys up.
Yeah, the first one is Kyle Manzanera hit one. He's kind of a no-name player. They came in the eighth inning and just hit a go-ahead home run and absolutely hammered.
Just crush job, dude.
The best is the call for Tom Hamilton and the audio.
Oh, dude.
Best broadcasting baseball.
He hit that thing out of the stadium. That was outrageous.
The next one is the game the next night, or actually the night after that. Tokyo hit one to walk off in the 10th inning to win it. Not the best audio, kind of thin, but walk off win nonetheless. And the last video is the clinching one, where they hit another game winner. Tom Hamilton does not.
Dude, just Cleveland. Just showing up.
Yeah, so it's interesting because there hasn't been a lot of times where Cleveland sports have, the Cavs made the playoffs, the Browns made the playoffs, the Guardians made the playoffs.
That is kind of crazy.
So Cleveland sports is kind of back.
Oh, he's putting them to bed, dude.
Sleep.
He's tying a bow on her, putting her right to bed. OH, dog?
Yeah. So Guardians have been fun this year. They've just been a good baseball team overall. Baseball's a weird sport where, pitching and bullpen can get you to the World Series and win the World Series every year. So I could see this team, they made the playoffs last year, but I could see it making a dent in the playoffs and doing something.
Making a pretty good run.
They could also get swept in the first round and sent home early. So, we'll see. So go Guards. We'll be updating you. A couple games left. They'll clinch the division pretty soon unless something crazy happens. And then they'll get a first round bye. Probably play like the Orioles or the Royals in the first round, or they might actually get the best record. So might play Houston in the first round. To tell you the truth. And
How about them White Sox, though?
The White Sox are horrible.
Dude, I think they might be going for the worst record like in history.
Yeah, historically bad.
Like somebody rifled it off to me the other day. I think they were like 33 and 110. It was outrageous.
We'll pull up the standings here. They are 36 and 118.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy.
They have a win percentage of 234. They're 53 and a half games back of the Guardians in the division. And they have a run differential of negative 314 for the year.
That has to be historically bad.
Yeah.
Like, when in history has a baseball team that been that actually awful?
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
And it's the White Sox too, which is kind of crazy. You would think that like a team with that much like prestige would at least be able to like manage something just so that their fans are like not rioting in the streets. Because like that's horrendous, dude. That's crazy.
I also want to touch on baseball news. Shohei Ohtani is, just otherworldly with his baseball skills. The guy came in with a bunch of hype. Coming out of Japan, big time signing, and has only outperformed what people thought he was going to do. He came in as a pretty much number one, number two pitcher on top of being the best hitter in the league. He's hit 52 home runs this year,
Whew.
122 RBIs, and has 52 stolen bases. He is the first person ever to have 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in the major leagues.
That's insane.
And quite literally could also have like 20 wins pitching if he wanted to. They had to shut him down, because he had arm troubles. But the guy is an absolute freak.
Yeah, I feel like we're witnessing history with that guy. Like he's gonna go down as probably one of the best players to ever play ever.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna get talked about for like 100 years after his era.
He's 30 years old. This is, I believe, his second year in the league as well. And he is, it's just...
He's a cheat code, dude.
The other day he went 6 for 6 with 3 home. What did he do? 6 for 6, 4 runs scored, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs.
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
That's unreal. That's not even fair.
And he can pitch. He can pitch and shut you down. On top of hitting that well.
I mean, do they even they still use him as a pitcher too?
Yeah, they kind of shut him down at the end of the year. He had some arm troubles, but at the beginning of the year, he was a lights out pitcher.
Which is crazy. I was gonna say because like, if you're that good of a player and a hitter, like it would almost make sense to just not make you pitch, just so you're not injuring yourself. Because like pitchers, they throw out their shoulders, they fucking get, tendonitis in their elbows and shit. So just for preservation, it's like just go find another pitcher and let that guy hit, and he'll still be the best player in the league.
Yeah, I hate the Dodgers. They always underperform, but I can see them withering away in the playoffs again, and I hope they do.
Dude, money can't buy you happiness. Assholes.
A little bit of grit. All right, so that'll do it for baseball. Let's get into our final segment, week 3 picks. I'll go over the standings. Last week, Pitt went 8-8, which ain't bad.
Batting 500, dog.
Dubs went 9-7, which is
It's pretty good.
Which is good. I think I don't know if I have the totals right, but we're definitely even. I think we're 19-12 each because we missed a game.
But let's be honest, we both would have picked the Jets over the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt we would have. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have both picked the same thing, which is why this is what's getting deleted. So I'll jump right into it. First game of the week, 10 a.m. slate, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Browns.
Cleveland.
Browns at home, favored by 6.5. My pick.
I went the same way, dude. I think the Giants are just not it this year, and it looks like the Browns started to wake up last week, so they should be able to handle that team easily. I think the Browns defense is just going to overwhelm them. They're not going to do shit.
And
Yeah, bad on me. Bad on me.
Next game on the docket is Titans Packers. Titans favored by 3 at home. I took the Titans because I think that really they're a couple of games away from just Will Levis making dumb mistakes, and I don't think the Packers can sustain Malik Willis. Although Jordan Love might play.
Yeah, so I thought the Packers were completely toast after Jordan Love went down, and they went out and beat the Colts in week 2. So I'm like, okay, this team's not fucking around. I think they have a good coach. They have a good defense. So I'm going Packers on this one. I don't believe in the Titans.
Okay. Next game is Bears Colts. Colts at home, favored by 1. Who you got?
Easily the Colts.
Yeah, I got the Colts as well. They only favored by 1. Again, the Colts got shut down last week against a good defense. So,
But it sounds like they're getting their wide receiver 2 back this week.
yeah.
So they've been running 2 rookies as the wide receiver 2 and 3 in weeks 1 and 2. And they did okay. But, yeah, their wide receiver 2, I forget his name, but he had like 800 yards last year. He's actually a pretty decent receiver. He's coming back this week. So I think the offense will open up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Bears defense can hold everything in. I think Caleb Williams kind of gets things, kind of going. But yeah, ultimately, I think the Colts win that game.
Yeah.
Next game, Vikings at home against the Texans. Texans favored by 2. I think this is one of my upsets of the week. I think the Vikings go 3-0.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, dude. They got their glory. They beat the Niners. Laugh. Have your fun. That shit's over. The Texans are coming in hot. They're gonna fucking beat them down. They're not doing shit. Sam Darnold's throwing like at least 2 interceptions.
Yeah, this could be the game where he falls from grace. But I
Yeah.
think, the Texans come in, take him lightly, and fall to him in a close game. Next game is Saints-Eagles. Saints at home, favored by 2.5 points against the Eagles. I think we're both on the same track here. Where the Saints, I think, fall from grace and the Eagles win.
Yeah, I almost picked the Saints. And I'm going to go out and say that if A.J. Brown doesn't play, the Saints are going to win. If he does play, then the Eagles are going to win. That's I'm on the fence on that one. So it really depends on how healthy the Eagles are going into the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, A.J. Brown makes such a big difference for that.
Huge difference, yeah.
Opens up every single wide receiver and right back. It just makes it easy for everybody because he's got to know where he's at on the field.
Yeah, he requires a lot of attention for sure.
All right, next game is Steelers, Chargers, and Pittsburgh. Steelers favored by 2.5. I took the Chargers in this one. Jim Harbaugh hopefully does something for me and beats Steelers.
I'm going Steelers. I'm not saying the Chargers wins were fluky, but when you run the ball 40 fucking times, that's not going to work on the Steelers. You're not going to go anywhere. So I think because the Steelers have such a good defense, it's going to force the Chargers to kind of play outside of their comfort zone, and they're not going to just be able to pound the ball over and over and over and over again. They're going to actually have to, change things up and spread out the ball. So we'll see if they can handle that. Obviously, that quarterback is really good, so I don't think it'll be an issue, but I just don't know. I think just because the setting, I'm going to take the Steelers.
Yeah, I just hope the Steelers lose. I mean, they just don't lose these games that they're supposed to win, and they win them in great fashion.
Yeah.
I hate the Steelers. Next team is probably one of the locks of the week. Bucks favored by 6.5 at home against the Broncos. I think we probably both got the Bucks here.
Yeah, that's no question. Bucks should handle them pretty easily.
Which is tough. Baker Mayfield going 3-0. Would be a tough sight to see. But like I said, I think they're going to fall pretty hard.
Mike Evans, dog.
The afternoon slate of games, 105 here on the West Coast, 4 on the East Coast. First one is Raiders, Panthers in Vegas. Raiders are favored by 6 points. Panthers have moved to start Andy Dalton at quarterback and benching Bryce Young, which is kind of crazy. Raiders in this one.
So there's an interesting stat about Andy Dalton and the Raiders. Did you know that in his career he's undefeated against the Raiders?
Wow.
He's beaten them 4 times. And I almost wonder if that's part of the reason why they're starting him in this game. Maybe they think he's their kryptonite. I don't know. Either way, I'm also choosing the Raiders. I think the Panthers are about on the same level as the Giants this year. Horrendous. So
Yeah, they're bad.
they're really fucking bad.
I feel bad for Bryce Young, to tell you the truth, because he's not a bad quarterback. He was I honestly thought C.J. Stroud should have been picked over Bryce Young, but I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, so far you were right.
But it's just tough because he has no help around him. His offensive line sucks. His running game sucks. His running game sucks. It was just he's kind of just left out there.
Yeah.
playing.
I mean, that whole team sucks. They don't have shit.
Yeah, and he gets the brunt of it now because he's getting benched and everything else. But I think he's getting benched to protect him.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
And Dalton's like, fuck it, I'm a redhead.
Yeah, dude, just throw me out. Feed me to the wolves.
I have no soul.
How many sacks is Max Crosby gonna get this week? Like 8.
Next game is Seahawks Dolphins at home in Seattle. Seahawks are favored by 4.5. It looks like you bet against the spread.
Yeah, well, 1, fuck the Seahawks. And 2, I mean, I know that 2 is down, but is Tua really the driving force of that offense? I don't think so. I think you have insane weapons all over the place. If you have anyone who's like semi-competent, that team should win. So, and I think the Dolphins actually have an underrated defense. So I'm taking the Dolphins on this one.
Yeah, I hope I took the Seahawks. I hope Tyreek Hill does well. I hope Skylar Thomas or Thompson or whoever their quarterback is, they're just feeding the ball.
That's all you got to do.
Like you said, I mean, just get them in, throw quick passes, get them out in space, and I think it's still be dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, they have probably more weapons than the Niners, dude. They have fucking Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You got Jonnu Smith at tight end, Devon A-Chain, Jeff Wilson Jr. Like, it's just, you have so many weapons everywhere you look on that field. Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah. The next game is a big kind of shit or get off the pot time for 2 teams. Cowboys Ravens in Dallas. Ravens are favored by a point. Ravens are 0-2. Cowboys are 1-1. What's your take on this one?
Dude, I'm taking the Ravens. I don't think there's any way that team starts the year 0-3. Like, they should be the best team in the league on paper. That defense is gross. It's loaded. The offense is loaded. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. There's no way I see them going 0-3. And the Cowboys, I don't think they're the real deal. They have so many holes in their offense, and their secondary got cooked by the Saints. So I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Ravens as well. I just think they kind of get off the schneid a little bit. John Harbaugh's a good coach. I think he can do it. The Cowboys, I mean, honestly, when the Cowboys played the Browns, their offense looked good. They look crisp. Honestly, just feed CeeDee Lamb,
That's their only option.
and they can get it going, and then everything else just kind of falls into place, and that's what they did against the Browns. I wish they had Denzel Ward just shadow CeeDee Lamb. It would have been a different story, but
Yeah, they would have shut down that team wouldn't have scored a point.
they can get it going, but I think the Ravens will kind of figure out a way to, shut them down and get their offense going a little bit.
Yeah.
Next game is Rams-Niners at Levi South. Niners are favored by 6.5. I think we know what was that.
Yeah. I mean, that's an easy pick for multiple reasons. The Niners seem to always have the Rams number. Kind of like what you said earlier, that we're going to just overwhelm their stadium. There's going to be more Niners fans in the seats than Rams fans. And we just, no matter what, I mean, I know we have injuries, no CMC, no Debo. We find ways to beat that team every single time. And I think even without those guys, our team is too much for them.
no wide receivers for the Rams.
And they're also hurt. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I hope that Kerry Williams does something. He's on two of my fantasy teams. I hope we can stick it out a little bit. And then the last slate of games in the afternoon is Cardinals Lions in Arizona. Lions are favored by 1.5, which is kind of crazy. Weird line if you thought about the beginning of the season. I took the Lions. I was almost going to take the Cardinals.
I did too, dude. That was the one I was like so on the fence about. I think it's going to be a really close game. Like I could see this going to overtime or like being like, you know, one team wins by a field goal with like 30 seconds left type of game. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about that Lions team that I think they're really dangerous. They could honestly potentially be the best team in the NFC. So I don't think the Cardinals are there yet. Like I said, I have the Cardinals as kind of like that dark horse team that everyone overlooked, and they're going to kick a lot of teams' ass this year. But I don't think I have them in that elite tier where I have the Lions. So I think the Lions are going to take it.
Yeah, I think thank you. Just gets this team going and they just show what they can do, run the ball out somebody's throat.
Yeah, dude, they have ridiculous running backs. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, you know, potentially the best tight end in the league now. That team is just gross.
So the Sunday night game is Falcons Chiefs in Atlanta. Chiefs are favored by 3. I took the Chiefs in this game. I think they'll start the season 3-0.
Fuck the Chiefs. I will never bet on the Chiefs. I don't care how good they are, and they're not good. I'm going Kirk all the way, dude. Kirk did it last week. He's going to do it again. Also, keep in mind the Chiefs are without their best player, Isaiah Pacheco. So good luck, Patty, throwing to your fucking no-name receivers that you somehow always get like 100 yards to, but you're going to have to beat the Falcons with nothing but that. So I'm going Falcons, dude. They're doing it.
The Falcons on paper should have a good team.
Yeah.
You know, their offense is just kind of starting. It's almost like they haven't had enough time to gel.
Right.
And they're finally starting to get it together a little bit. So they looked terrible week 1, but I think they're kind of kicking it up a little bit.
Yeah, and they honestly, Bijan hasn't even got going yet.
Mm-hmm.
Their best player still hasn't woke up, so they still have a lot to do, a lot to prove.
So this week we have 2 Monday night games.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is cool. Which is also weird.
Weird.
Bills at home against the Jags, who've just been reeling a little bit on offense. I took the Bills in this one because they look too good right now.
Yeah, I had higher hopes about the Jags going into this year. I kind of thought last year's offensive problems were a fluke. And I thought maybe this year, you know, they would figure it out, but it looks like they're right back to where they were. They kind of just seem like that gatekeeper team that's not really good, but not really bad. So I'm definitely taking the Bills in this one. I mean, the Bills are no joke.
And then second game of the Monday night stretch, Bengals, Commanders. Bengals are actually favored by 7 points in this game, which is big.
That's huge.
In Cincinnati, crowd's gonna be crazy. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, it's just like the Ravens for me. There's no way that this team is starting out fucking 0-3. Yeah, dude, trash takes and sketchy financial advice.
And we won't miss the Thursday night game this week for next week because we seem to do that.
Hold on, since we had an Anthony appearance, we have to do it, dude. What's going on, Dan? Is somebody breathing on the back of your neck or something? You're looking a little uncomfortable there.
Thursday night next week, Giants, Cowboys at the Meadowlands. Whatever the job. Jesus Christ. Perps are there too.
Perps! I didn't even see Perps.
Giants, Cowboys next week, Thursday night. I took the Cowboys. because the Giants are horrible.
Yeah, the Cowboys suck, but they don't suck that bad. So I'm also taking the Cowboys. The Giants are gonna go 0-17 this year.
Yeah. I mean, 2 years removed from a playoff team that won a playoff game. And
Dude, Daniel Jones is just so bad.
you could see that whole team revolves around Saquon Barkley.
It did. Yeah, he was carrying that team. Any win they ever got was because of him alone.
Awesome. Well, I think that'll do it. Any last thoughts, Skip, before we take it away?
Yeah, dude. Tomorrow we got poker, so we're gonna possibly set up a stream for that. But also, more importantly, we're gonna expose that Dan is pretending to be good at barbecuing when really he just took a can of Spam and threw it in the fucking microwave. So we'll get to the bottom of that tomorrow. So tune in. Peace.
Tune in every week about that action analysis, sketchy takes, banter. Check out our Twitter pages or X, whatever you fucking call it, YouTube podcasts. Yeah, tune in every week. Check out our shorts, our TikToks. Peace.
We got upgraded to grill class.